Today's story is about a boy who never believed what he was told. Hey, there was such a boy who's a YouTuber named Shashank. Since childhood, Shashank never believed in ghost stories. He believed that only what is seen in the world is true. That is why he had created his own YouTube channel, where he would show the truth about haunted places told by people. One day, he gets a call from an unknown number. On the other side was the trembling voice of an old man. If you really have the courage, then spend one night in room number 17 of the old rest house outside the city. An old man says this to Shashank over the call in a trembling voice. Shashank laughs at that. He says, "What nonsense is this?" He finds these things like a joke. Shashank accepted that challenge. Shashank gets ready to travel the distance ahead. It is exactly 11:30 at night. He reaches there with his camera, torch, and phone. The building was completely deserted. Cold wind was making whistling sounds through the broken windows. There was moisture on the walls and dust was settled everywhere. The door of room number 17 was half open. Shashank reaches near room number 17. As soon as he pushed the door open, a strange stench spread inside. The room had a broken bed, an old cupboard, and a foggy mirror hanging on the wall. Shashank turned on the camera. He turned on the camera that he had with him. Friends, it is about to be 12 o'clock at night. Let's see if there is really something or not. Shashank starts recording in the camera by saying this. As soon as the clock struck 12 o'clock, the room door closed by itself. He immediately tried to open the door, but it did not even budge for Shashank. Just then, a knock 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 sound is heard from inside the cupboard 3 times. Gathering courage, Shashank opened the cupboard. There was nothing inside. But as soon as he closed the cupboard, he saw a girl in the mirror. Long disheveled hair, pale face, and eyes staring at him without blinking. He immediately turned back. There was no one in the room. When he looked at the mirror again, the girl had disappeared. His breathing began to accelerate. Suddenly, his camera fell to the floor on its own. The recording was running on the screen. It was clearly visible in the camera that someone was standing behind him. But Shashank could only see an empty room behind him. He picked up the camera with trembling hands. The screen read, "You are not alone, Shashank." At that moment, the room's lights flashed as if powered, despite having no connection. Now the sound of someone walking slowly could be heard on the camera. Each step sounded closer than the last to Shashank. Shashank swung his torch around, but he's nothing. Then suddenly, someone placed a cold hand on his shoulder. He turned around screaming, but there was no one there. His courage was failing him now. He kicked the door with all his might. This time, the door opened. He began to run with all his strength. Reaching the corridors, he took a sigh of relief. But then he realized the hallway wasn't ending at all. The more he ran, the same broken window and wall appeared again in front of him. As if he were trapped in the same spot. Panicked, he took out his phone, but the network was gone. Phone screen flickers and shuts off. A photo was open on it. The photo was of that very room where Shashank was sitting on the bed. But the real Shashank was standing in the hallways. He closed the photo with trembling hands. Just then, the Shashank sitting in the photo began to smile slowly. The next moment, the Shashank in the photo began to emerge from the screen. Terrified, Shashank threw the phone and ran. Finally, he could see the main door. He tried his best to get out with all his might. As soon as he reached outside, he looked back. The entire building was completely silent, as if nothing had ever happened there. The next morning arrived. What will happen to Shashank, no one knows. They only find Shashank's broken camera and phone outside. In the camera's last recording, Shashank was backing away while looking at someone. The police watched this, but there was no one in front of him in the video. In the last 5 seconds, the camera slowly turns towards the mirror. Shashank is visible standing in the mirror, but a tall, dark shadow was smiling behind him. The video ends right there. People still say that if anyone goes to room number 17 of that rest house after midnight, they see their own reflection in the mirror, which slowly says just one thing: "Now you will take my place, wig my place."